Hello, I'm Michael Panzaroli and I'm part of the Microsoft National Partner Technology Strategy Team. Welcome to the screencast on Security and Compliance in Office 365, Demo Resources for Partners. This is part of a blog series on this topic, and I'm going to provide a reference to that series at the end of this screencast. So whether you're wanting to better understand these capabilities for yourself or show them off to your customers, you can leverage Microsoft demo environments as part of your benefits as a Microsoft partner. And today I'm going to highlight two of these demo environments, the Microsoft Office Division demos, or MOD demos, and the Microsoft Experience Center demo, or the Mech. Both the Microsoft Office Division demos and the Microsoft Experience Center scripts contain walkthroughs of some of these capabilities, including DLP and eDiscovery. And as a bonus, I'm going to show how to demo sensitive information types discovery in SharePoint. So you can access the demo environment for the MOD demos at https://www.microsoftofficedemos.com. And the MOD Enterprise Hero demo script has a storyline that highlights a DLP capability called document fingerprinting, which protects sensitive information collected in emailed forms as well as Office 365 message encryption. So we're going to go take a look at that, and I thought it might be a good idea first to show you how to actually access that demo environment, just in case you don't have one of these for yourselves, and I'll do that very quickly. Here I am at MicrosoftOfficeDemos.com login screen. Of course, you'll log in as a Microsoft partner, but I'm going to go ahead and log in as a Microsoft user. And here at the home screen, in order to actually get the demo, easily enough, you click Get Demo, and you can either select the Office 365 tenant or the Microsoft Azure VMs. And we're going to select the Office 365 tenant. And then you have some options here. So you can go ahead and create a brand new environment. You can refresh the existing demo environment if you want, if new content has come out. And you can bring your own as well. Or you can just create a blank one. And what we want to do typically is just create a new demo environment. And then you have some additional choices. You could create a demo for the productivity solution. There's also some industry-specific content as well. But we're going to be creating the standard Office 365 demo content today. So you select that one, and then you say Create Your Demo. And you can even personalize the environment if you want. You can put in your own name. You can put in your own picture if you want. This is nice if you're going in front of customers. You want to give them a little bit more, some customization, or maybe if you're not comfortable in your identity and as a woman named Katie Jordan. Otherwise, go ahead and skip the personalization if you like, and you put in your tenant name and some other required information in your mobile phone, and then you're on your way. In order to get the demo resources, you just go ahead and click on Resources. And it's pretty straightforward. The Enterprise Hero Demo Guide is right here under that link, and you click this and download the Word document that will go through those scripts. And that's what I'm drawing from today, is the DLP document fingerprinting section, which we're going to go through next. So now I'm in my MOD demo environment, and I've just logged in as Katie Jordan, and this is my home page. And the demo script is going to walk through the document fingerprinting capability. And the fingerprinting capability adds to the classification engine by being able to identify forms used in an organization that typically contain sensitive information. So, for example, let's say I'm a tax firm and I want to fingerprint tax return forms, such as maybe a 1040 received by email from a client. This would typically contain Social Security numbers and other personally identifiable information that's very sensitive. Or maybe I'm a law firm and I want to fingerprint legal forms, such as patents. The way it works is that it uses a containment algorithm where it'll inspect those attachments and it'll find anything that is derived from that form fingerprint that they uploaded. So in the Enterprise Hero demo script, our star persona, Katie, she sees an email from her colleague, Garth, asking her to forward a patent document to the inventor, Alex. So then naturally, we're going to go ahead and go into Outlook, and I'm going to go into OA. You could just as easily have gone into to the rich client. And I'm going to go look for that email, and I find it down here. Here it is from Garth. And just to keep in mind too, if you had personalized those personas earlier when you created the demo, it's not going to be Garth. It's going to be whatever you personalized it with. So just keep that in mind. And in this scenario, Contoso, they just patented a new banking app that can be used across different platforms. And patents are, as you can imagine, highly confidential documents. And so to protect the patent information, Contoso IT admins have created policies around sharing them using data loss prevention or DLP document fingerprinting of a sample patent document. And this document fingerprint will detect if someone tries to send this patent or a similar document and allows Exchange to take corresponding policy action. So let's go ahead and do this. And I need to go ahead and send this to Alex, who's actually outside of our company. So I'm going to do what Garth suggests here, and I'll go ahead and forward it. And the first thing I'll do is I'll type in the email, and I'll say darrow.alex@yahoo.com. And we'll say something like, please review. And you notice that right away. Number one, I get this mail tip, which lets me know that Alex is outside of organization. And we also get a policy tip, which is very similar to a mail tip, letting me know that it can't be sent because it appears to contain sensitive information. And if I click on it and show the details, it lets me know that, well, number one, Darrow is actually outside of my organization and he's not authorized to receive it. That's because that's in the rule that if somebody exists outside of my company, you can't send this. But also notice that I have an opportunity to override this. And again, that's in the rule as well. You could just totally lock it down, or you can click override. And I could say, yeah, I have a business justification. Or you could also mention that this doesn't contain sensitive information, and that this all, of course, will be audited, but that will also help remove the false positives if it actually doesn't contain any sensitive information. But in this case, it's rightly identified that form as one of those patent documents. So I'm going to say I have a business justification. I'm going to say Alex is on the inventor list, and go ahead and override that. So once that's override, I can safely send this document now because I know that it's going to be audited, and I've sent that off. Now let's switch over to Alex Darrow, the inventor, over on the receive side. So Alex logs into his personal Yahoo account to view the message from Katie. And this information is in the script, and so I'm in as Alex. So understand that what Yahoo is doing is actually threading the messages, but I'm going to open the most recent one, right? Because this is a shared account. You could create your own, of course, but I just went ahead and followed the script, and I see that I have an encrypted message, and so I can go ahead and download that. And I'll open it. And what it's going to do, it's going to open it up in Internet Explorer, and I'm going to sign in to view my encrypted message. And I'll sign in as Alex in this case with his Yahoo account. And again, the password is right in the script. And he's able to view the encrypted message. So Katie has now experienced the comprehensive and easy to use data loss prevention solution in Office 365. that provides security and compliance to a variety of sensitive information types and documents, while also providing end user education. So real quick, before we move on to the Mech portion, if you're on the learning path and not necessarily on the demo path, you can go into the admin center, and I've given Katie rights here. Actually, I think she already has them by default. But if you want to actually go take a look at those DLP rules and learn how to do those and maybe create your own, you go into the Exchange Admin Center. So from the Office 365 Admin Center, I'm going to go ahead and click Exchange. And then under Compliance Management, I'm going to go ahead and click on Data Loss Prevention. And here's where you're going to find those DLP rules and policies. So there's a one for credit card, and there's also one for the Contoso patent DLP, which is the demo that we just did. And so, as I discussed in the blog, you basically create a sensitive information type and then tie that to the document fingerprint. So if you want to go in and examine exactly what this rule does, you can go ahead and browse it. You can see that it's enabled. We also talked about being in test mode. And so here we go. So if it's sent to somebody outside the organization, in this case somebody inside the organization, and if it's outside the organization and it contains this sensitive information type, which is the Contoso patent fingerprints, do the following. And you want to encrypt the message with Office 365 message encryption, and you can message the sender, and you want to be able to provide that override in this particular case. As we mentioned, that gets audited, and you can have different rules in force, but go ahead and explore that and see exactly how that works for both inside and outside the organization. You can handle those differently. And then also, if you click on Manage Document Fingerprints, you can see this is where you go ahead and upload your document templates for it to be able to create a fingerprint of the document. So don't bother going and looking for a document library somewhere. It actually will take a fingerprint of that document and use its containment algorithm to see if there's actually a match on that sensitive information type. So that's where you find those. And also in that blog article, there's a good video that I referenced that shows you how to go ahead and create and set these things up. Okay, let's go over and take a look at the Mech side of the house. For our Mech portion, you'll want to go ahead and create a Mech demo tenant. And if you haven't done that, you'll want to go to www.microsoftcie.com. CIE is the Customer Immersion Experience. That is the worldwide program. And the Mech is actually the US implementation of that program, if you're ever wondering why we have those two names. So go ahead and go to this site. And if you haven't done that, I'll just run through it very quickly so you can see how this is set up. One quick note. Typically creating one of these Mech demos for the Microsoft Experience Center with your customers. Now it just turns out that this is just a great environment both for learning or to be able to do a demo with your customers as well, so feel free to use it in that way. Here I am on the Microsoft CIE login screen. You'll go ahead and enter your partner credentials and the partner login. I'm just going to go ahead and log in as a Microsoft user. And then if you haven't visited this site in a while, you'll be pleased with the nice UI enhancements that they have. Right away, I get a list of tenants and their status that I've created, and I have some support. I can issue a ticket right from within this interface right here. And here are the resources, and this is where you want to go ahead and download that OneNote. This is where you'll be able to get the OneNote guide, which will help you with the setup, and also will have the facilitator script in there as well. And here's where you want to go ahead and create a brand new tenant. And just similar to like the MOD experience, you could either bring your own tenant or you can create a brand new tenant. So you click on new if you haven't done one of those before. And the content pack that we're interested in is the commercial 6.2. You have some other options here for different scenarios, education, government, or healthcare. Typing your tenant name, your phone number so it can send you a code and you can have that verification so that it knows that you're not a robot. And then go ahead and provision that tenant. I've went ahead and logged in as Karen Berg, who is the star of our Mech demo, and I'm on the home page of the intranet. And currently I'm using version 6.2, and here's the OneNote that you would download from the Mech CIE site, where you want to go to the section Discover Information to find out the script for eDiscovery. And from the home page, where we pick up on our storyline, we see that Karen has seen an urgent email message from her boss, the COO, Ty Carlson. It's about a meeting that he's having with the Contoso attorneys regarding a patent violation case that's been filed by a competitor. And he wants Karen to go attend the meeting, and he suggests that she reviews any past or related litigation reports, and she can find that in the Discovery Center. And the demo storyline says that when Karen needs to respond quickly to litigation or audits, she can use the self-service eDiscovery to get help to see what she needs immediately without involving IT. So we're going to go ahead and do that by navigating to Operations, and then we're going to go to Legal, and then we're going to go to eDiscovery. And that will bring us to the eDiscovery Center. And there are a few cases that are already have been set up. And what you do in the storyline is that you click on this litigation case. And then you go ahead and click Search to be able to create a new search item. And just a note, the MOD demos that we just took a look at also as a eDiscovery scenario. I just find that the Mech eDiscovery tends to be a little bit more comprehensive in terms of its scope, and you can do a couple more things with it. But you could also demo this eDiscovery on the MOD demos as well. So likewise too, this also has DLP capabilities, but that document fingerprinting covers both the DLP policy, sensitive information types, and as an added bonus, the document fingerprinting, which the Mech scenario does not quite cover just yet. So in here I can type in name, and it suggests patent litigation, but most importantly I'm going to type in a query. And the query I'm going to put in is patent infringement. Let's first start off by patent and take a look at some of these scopes. Now by default, it will add a scope of a home page. So basically the entire internet is what Karen wants to search on. So she'll add the location, and she'll basically put the top level intranet site into the location, and that'll validate that and add it. And that's this home source right here. And so if you take a look at that, we've seen it's discovered a set of 1,461 documents. And the script doesn't add mailboxes for some reason, and that's kind of unfortunate, because I think it really helps in a demo to add some mailboxes, so you can see that capability as well. So you can add additional mailboxes by just modifying the query scope and saying add a mailbox. And then you type in a name. I guess I can just go ahead and type in Karen's as well. I've added Renee Lowe already, but I can say Karen Berg, and I can validate that, and that will add Karen Berg's mailbox to the discovery set. Now keep in mind that Karen, who I'm logged in right now, does not have the capabilities out of the box to be able to do that. So you'll want to go into the Exchange Admin Center and go into the permissions and add Karen to the discovery role that she's able to add these mailboxes. So that can take sometimes up to an hour, I've seen, to actually replicate that permission through, and then she'll be able to add additional mailboxes. So if I click on patent and I do a search, it'll go through all of those, and I'll see that I've got 20 hits. And I've got a couple of items in the mailbox. So right here in Exchange, you'll see Exchange litigation. I've got a couple of emails from Ty Carlson where it mentions that term. And then if I type in litigation, oops, no, I want to type in not litigation, but infringement. So if I type in patent infringement, you'll see it'll use that term, and I can take a look at the query statistics. And now I don't have any mail items, but I do have some SharePoint results. And I can see patent and infringement, and the intersection of those gives me 16 documents, which I can take a look at in SharePoint. So here I can hover over that, I get a nice little document preview, and if I clicked into one of these things, I can see exactly where it mentions those terms, and I can open that up in Outlook Web Access to get a full detail of that document. You can also filter these. Maybe I just want to look at the docx portions of those, that being the Word documents, of course, and I can apply that filter, and it will filter down just to those Word documents if I like. The other thing that the demo doesn't do that I like to highlight as well in the script, which is not in the script, is maybe use some of those proximity operators. So what I can do is I can say patent infringements may be near 30. So that says, does it appear within 30 characters of the term contoso? And then apply that. And then if I execute that query, you see that narrows it down even further for this particular, if I'm looking for Word documents. And then I can see the query statistics in real time of what the effect is of each one of these terms. And this is really powerful because many times the attorneys will actually negotiate these terms. And so having that real-time access to all of their documents, including Exchange and SharePoint, and if you're journaling them, even instant message conversations, without having to go off and execute that maybe with IT or in other systems, that can take days or even weeks to do this type of discovery. So it's an extremely powerful tool. So I hope that was helpful. And as I mentioned, I wanted to do a bonus. And let's take a look, and we'll issue a new query where we take a look at SharePoint sensitive information types. So in the sensitive information type demo, I'm going to use the same demo environment, but it doesn't really matter. I'm actually using the Microsoft CIE, but you can use the MOD demo environment as well. In the blog article, I introduced these sensitive information types, and these are the same ones that you can find in the DLP policies. But right now they apply, we're going to apply them to SharePoint. So you can say things like, find credit card information or social security numbers or bank account numbers. And you can discover those using the eDiscovery Center for your content in SharePoint. Now, wouldn't it be ideal if I had those same type of policy tips when I, say, uploaded a sensitive document into SharePoint? Well, at the time of this recording, that isn't available yet, but that's certainly something that you can look forward to. But for now, we've introduced the sensitive information types in the Discovery Center. If you're looking for a complete list of all these sensitive information types, you can find them out on TechNet. You can just Bing sensitive information types and find them there. Back in our demo environment, I'm going to use the same scope, which is the entire intranet, which sits at about 711 megabytes. And I'm going to go ahead and paste in a query. Sensitive information type or sensitive type equals credit card number, or sensitive type equals US Social Security number. I'll go ahead and execute that, and you see very quickly I get down to 125K. And I have found 3 different documents. So I've found 2 that contain credit card information and 1 that creates Social Security numbers. And just a quick note about just being able to see what the results of my queries, narrow that down to. This is also a very helpful for the legal team that's pursuing this to be able to see how much content they're actually dealing with that may be involved in a lawsuit. If you read the blog articles or you know about eDiscovery, it's extremely expensive because most of these, once this gets exported, will be sent out to outside counsel and they'll have to go through all that content. And so being able to determine what the relative cost once you've negotiated your query terms, again, is extremely helpful. So back to our result set here, you see I've got 3 of these documents, and I've got a background check authorization, which includes that social security number, and I've got 2 documents that are expense reports that contain credit card information. So just a bit note, while I am using the Mech demo, that does not by default contain credit card numbers or social security numbers. And so what I did is I went out and I binged test social security numbers and test credit card numbers, and I just created a few documents that had those in there to be able to make this demo possible. And I'm sure that'll all be included very shortly in both the Mech demo and also the MOD demo. Just at the time of this recording it was not, and that's an easy way for you to be able to demonstrate this capability without having it be in the demo script yet. Well, that concludes this screencast, and I hope that you found it helpful. And just to leave you with some resources for our community where you can go see the rest of the blog articles in this series, you can go out and visit the aka.ms US blog. And also, you can join our newsletter by using that vanity URL in the upper left. And we have a call every month that focuses around our monthly topic. And you can sign up for the entire series using the US Office 365 Partner Community Series link. And also, we encourage you to join our Yammer group. So join O365 Yammer. And we'd love to hear your feedback on these or any of the content that we put out. So thank you for attending.